All right, hey, how's it going? This is round 2. We're playing against Sustain, a player from our meta who I've actually not seen playing online ever, so this is really exciting. Let's look, have fun. This kind of might be similar to the last game. We have a kit. I'm assuming it might be a similar list, and we are playing our sort of C-source, hard-hitting news GameNet thing, which seems pretty fun right now. If I'm not mistaken, this kit deck does pressure R&D heavily with makers with R&D interfaces, so we kind of want to deal with that. I don't think we really need to ice HQ here. We could jam Raven on the remote, which seems fine, but this hand is definitely keepable. I really regret not putting Scarcity in this deck. Alright, Slot Machine for R&D is fine too. We're GameNet, so we want things that fire our ability. So we'll do this in a new remote. We'll just go ahead and put Rashida in, and we don't need to play Hedge Fund this turn. I think we can just maybe ice up R&D. That's probably good enough. And next turn we can almost definitely Hedge Fund off of Rashida. I don't know if they want to go through a Data Raven this early. So Kit, we've seen her ability last round on the game. It's actually a really exciting game that we watched, and so far Deuce's Wild makes it seem like a similar list. So this has some problems with economy from last I've seen. It's the same list, so C-Source and Hard-Hitting News are pretty good. The deck does have misdirection, like a lot of Shaper decks do, and have ways to pull it at pretty quick speed. So gonna opt for draw 2, gain 3 credits, 6 cards in hand. They want to set up with the Aesop's Pawn Shop. Hey, speak of the devil, and the Harbinger, and there's the Beth, which is definitely pretty good value in the early game. You want to get that down as soon as you can. Gain 3 and 3, mandatory draw from here. We can probably just get our 15 minutes just nice and scored. This deck probably doesn't run a clock, considering it only has 10 influence, so we can't even really bait one out. So I think we'll just push this in. We're doing pretty good. I think we just want to basically ice the remote and ice R&D. The deck technically does run the Gauntlet, so it has a bit of HQ pressure if you ice up HQ, but with no other real HQ pressure, and we can probably just jam everything we draw. I don't know even if we need to draw HQ, unless we like Rashida really poorly and draw 3 agendas or something like that. Beth's gonna draw a card. Aesop's gonna go ahead and pawn the Harbinger, so simul-chip trigger, technically, that's some pretty cool value. And here we can do double advance into IPO, or we can just put more gold farmers on there. There's the fan site, which, you know, there's a reason to score this without icing it, just to beat the fan site. But we can score this and just get a daily quest going, which might be hard for them to contest this early. So we'll get that in server 1. We'll just pre-res it. They still need to get through 2 pieces of ice. One of them pretty hard. I don't think this deck has a hunting ground, so our Data Ravens are going to be pretty reasonable. We just want to make sure that we ice up R&D to a point where we can get R&D locked in the mid to late game. Harbinger, more money. Daily cast, more money. Beth, even more money. They got, wow, a lot of money. 6 off the top there. But this is going to give us 3 credits a turn, and we can just kind of build up a big Glacier remote while making sure R&D is also not shit, which is going to be good. From there, we basically want to jam things. If they run it, we do C-Source into Closed, Exchange, or All-Seeing Eye. I think All-Seeing Eye might be very powerful in this matchup. Even just C-Source into Trash Aesop's, Trash Beth can be good enough a lot of the times. I don't think they have any active, what's it called, Link? They don't have like No One Home. Assuming that this is the exact same deck that was the deck list of the week last week, which so far we've seen somebody else playing as well. But they could always make changes. Second Harbinger, that's good money. Simul-chip also, not bad. Or sorry, not Simul-chip, self-modifying. So here we can draw once. It's kind of risky we draw something for HQ, an agenda, because I don't think we want to jam it. So we can put this on R&D and just make sure we have a bigger credit differential. It scares them to run. Our GameNet ability hasn't fired a lot, but in game 1 there wasn't a lot of running, so that makes a lot of sense. And we make a lot of money if they do start running. There's actually a big chance that we wanted this end the run on the remote just to stack them on, and we also have border control. It's also, I haven't been paying at all attention to the fact that the outermost ice is a code gate, so that really does change the positioning of our ice, where in theory, like the gold farmer behind the slot machine is better. Anything that just eats the kit ability means that they're going to have to like Palangi the ice behind it or get a real breaker. Ankuza is pretty good against gold farmer, and by pretty good, I mean incredibly expensive. I think it's 2, 4, 5, 6 credits to bounce it, so holy shit, how did they get that much money? Wait, what happened? How's their economy this good? Wow. The economy is way better than any other time I've seen this. Oh, Thimble Rig early is really good too. It just ensures that we can have a way to move our ice around. They are running viruses. They're not running AI. So we'll just do this on server 1. We can put this on R&D and just... Oh, I thought we could IPO at... Oh, because we drew, of course. But daily quest ticking along. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Eventually they have to jam, which is an SMC. It might be hard for them to get through all of this. The Thimble Rig doesn't have that sort of value where you can just keep bouncing it down the server, but it's pretty cool. We just want to get into a situation where even if they do get into the remote, it's kind of scary for them. And they can always now pull out misdirection if they have artist colony. We're not forcing them to do anything, so they're just making money while we're sitting back and making money. Luckily, we do have daily quests, which is one of the best cards in the game to sit back and do nothing with. But otherwise, we definitely want to be like jamming a bit more aggressively. Maybe we want to be drawing just to force the game, because in the mid to late game, I think they run out of money in the late game, but in the mid game, they probably have a fair bit more money than we think they do. I just want to be able to threaten the C-source. Running R&D, all right, so we can start with resing a turnpike here. This means that they're going to spend money. This also means that we gain a credit because on encounter they lose a credit, which will fire GameNet. So that's good. And we can just start some money resing. They can also pop the artist colony on the fan site to install an R&D interface, which means they can see the top 2 cards. And we know there's a lot of agendas still left in the deck. So they can break it. It's going to cost them, what, 1 credit? It's not bad. Continue. We can res the gold farmer here. They could Enkuza it, which... Fuck it. Let's see if they do. They could Enkuza it. They need to install it, which is going to be 8. They need to break it, which is another 6. So that'd be all their money, so I'm not that scared of it. And this is a real berry. This might end the run. If they do break it with Plongi, we'll get money. So let's see what they opt to. I hope they do break it. Surprised they didn't run the remote. I think you want that daily quest down. And now that the Euler's on the table, it's a lot worse because now they have to pay for subroutines, let alone, well, mostly pay for subroutines. So the turn that it's installed is generally considered like a way more powerful turn. Fire? Oh, all good. So they're thinking of breaking it. Again, Enkuza can be pretty mean, but it is going to be a pretty penny for them. Again, it's like 8 credits. I guess they could pay only 6 credits and not do SMC if they want to do like artist colony with the fan site. Pay for 6, pay another 6, so they're 12. And then at 5 credits, the slot machine could make them down to 2 credits. I guess with the slot machine, they could just break it for 3. They also could be doing this just so that we spend money, and so running server 1 is a bit more palatable, but they did use their kit ability, so in theory the outermost ice could be scary. It's a thimble rig, so it's not. And Kuz is really, I don't know, 6 is still a lot, but reinstalling this and re-resing is still pretty expensive. You also just pay 6 to go through it, which is a lot, and we make 2. It's an 8 credit swing. I wonder if they're really thinking the Nkuza play. They can also just pull Plongi. They're doing it. They're fucking doing it. 6 for Nkuza. Hosting on the flameouts is gonna get trashed. So now they can just break it for 6 off of the flameout, which is really good. That's way better than we thought it could be. This Nkuza is gonna get trashed. So they're gonna have to simul-chip it. So now they've passed the ice. Continue? I'm just gonna ask for continue because the window is a bit blurry when the ice gets destroyed or moved back to hand. So I'll res the slot machine here. They can just break this for, what's it called? 3. We can see, so it's Aesop's, which is not good, into resource into event. So there's actually 2 subs that matter. All right, so they break it for 3. So now they're accessing with 5. We have more money. So hard-hitting news could be okay. Again, they can always like fan sight into clear the tags with misdirection. C-source would be okay. If we do C-source into all-seeing eye, which is impossible considering we can't draw 2 cards. I guess we could like, oh man, that'd be pretty rare. And there you go, there's the RDI. Now they're accessing with 1 credit. They're seeing 2 cards now. Now we could be running Bologna, we're not. So accessing with 1's a bit dodgy. But now they don't have the misdirection pull from hands. The Nkuza gonna get trash. And now they have the credit advantage is so entirely on our side. If we drop a C-source, we just do C-source trash. And they still have a pawn shop on the top of their deck. So trashing the pawn shop now isn't amazing. But they went down to not a lot of money, which is really good. That's a really expensive run. And this Nkuza, they're gonna have to reinstall it for probably 4 credits in a couple turns. I think we'll still put the gold farmer outside, but then at least it's on the outside, so Euler deals with it a bit better. 4 credits. And we get 2. That's okay. So we're assuming Daily Quest is going to live, so we could IPO it, but they could in theory try and charge this remote. They have still money to deal with the gold farmer. Oh, they didn't. So they're just going to install Harbinger, which is more value. And we drew the C-source, and they saw it. This is terrible. Ooh. So in theory, we could do C-source into trash, and they would still have a tag. I think this is fine. We have C-source into all seeing eye, but if we trash it, then they have to install their stuff. They still have to clear the tags. I reckon we trashed the casts. It's not great. I wish we had closed accounts or something else, but I feel like this is definitely playable. We could preemptive it back to make sure we draw it later. So that's pay 2 credits to give them a tag. Pretty good rates. We'll trash the ace-ups. They have another one. They have to clear the tag and play it. And I think we'll actually trash. If we trash this, we'll be underneath Beth, so Beth doesn't give value. So we'll trash the cast, which gives them immediate value. We're at 4, which is enough to res a Raven to protect the daily quest. They still have to clear the tag and probably play another ace-ops, just to make sure their economy keeps going. I think ideally you wait for the mid to late game where they draw their second ace-ops and third ace-ops and be like, fuck it, hand size sucks because of a stim hack. So let's see what they do with clearing the tag. We could also consider feeding them a 5-3 agenda just to get like exchange up at some point, but they still need to clear the tag, which is going to be most of the turn. In theory, they could do like credit deuces wild, which would be their most efficient way to do it. I don't know how many deuces this deck runs. I don't know if we can afford all 3. Just clearing the tag down to 0 feels good. We have this ticking around. We have Afshar for HQ, which is pretty cute. That's pretty cute. Euler deals with it for 2, but technically no for 4. The thing is, if we put it on HQ, it's a bit bad for us. I feel like this is a window to jam, so we can spend 1 credit drawing for sure. Damn it, there's our value. From here, we could preempt it back into C-source. We still have 1 C-source and 2 hard hitting news, so them interacting with us is still a bit dodgy. If we put slot machine on R&D, we're kind of far away from IPOing, and I feel like we just want to IPO, so next turn we can draw an agenda and jam it. So fuck it, we'll put this on HQ. I wish we could IPO here. Do we actually just preempt it for C-source? I don't feel that's amazing. I feel like this IP block is actually probably better than the gold farmer. I don't know, they have to get their Ankuza. This they can always trace through, which will probably have more money. I don't know, we have 3 gold farmers so far. That's the second one. I don't know if we need it. Slot machine's just fine. We make money off of it. It's really good in this deck. Man, if we had all seeing eye, how much better we would have been. Slot machine, IP block, gold farmer. They don't have AI, but seems more, I don't know. I don't want to get this Ankuza. It's so expensive to Ankuza this though. Wait, nah, that can't be right. Yeah, fuck it. We'll try. We'll see. That might be wrong. It's all good. So Beth gives them 1. They have, they still can put their ace-ops down this turn, so it's a really good time for us to jam. And ideally we do install advanced IPO, which, you know, then we can't score a 5-3. I think all we have is 5-3s and 1-pointers for the exchange of information plays. And we really want to draw into something aggressively like hard-hitting news or something that punishes them for interacting. And then if they don't interact, hopefully we get an agenda. Click to draw. Credit, there's a pawn shop, so they're going to have 6 more credits coming down with the Harbinger, and we're still making money off of the daily quest. We could destroy it to install advance. They have to deal with Thimble Rig, which they easily can, into Gold Farmer, into Data Raven, and at that point they've run. I think we want to do this just to jam out. They're going to have 5 credits, 6 credits if we do install advance because of Beth, which might be enough for them to consider running. That feels bad. They break this for 2, then they'd have to deal with this, which they would be hard to. I think we can just jam. It looks like an NGO front. If they steal this, I don't think it's the end of the world because then exchange is online and we still get the 9 credits. We have to make sure though that we're putting enough defense on R&D because they could just say fuck the remote and then just try and close off of R&D, which is a very relevant way to win the game. They have another one of this in their deck, if not 2 more. I think it's only 2. Actually, probably trashing Beth was probably better. I think Beth was way better than trashing the cast because Beth lasts for the whole game and cast was only some credits for the next couple turns. I think we did fuck that up. I feel like Beth is going to be more relevant and we could have dealt with her now. And this deck probably only runs 1. Yeah, I regret that. I think we should have thought through that a bit better. Gamble, Palangi. Ooh, I think they're going to go for the remote and they can't run a last click too well because of the Raven. If they do, at least we'll be able to all seeing eye their whole board, which seems pretty good. Oh wow, they have money. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they don't have access to Ankuza, so it looks like the gold farmer at least is going to give us money, which is great. So that's a Thimble Rig. We could always swap the Thimble Rig down over and over again to cost them 2 every time, but that doesn't sound amazing. But the Raven, as long as we have 4 cards for the Raven, that's all we need. And they have a click left, so they can clear the Raven tag. I feel like they're going to steal this SSL for sure. Pay 2. All right. Swap. No, thank you. Res the gold farmer. They have no way to cheat out cards, so this is going to be basically 4 credits to get through, and we gain 2, which is nice. And they have to use a paparazzi. Then the Raven will have teeth. They also have to trace the Raven, which they have the money to do that, but if they trace, we gain credits. Because they're spending money during a run because of one of our abilities. So this is now a code gate. They break it for 2. We gain what every time, so we gain 2. Whenever, so that fired twice. Damn, that's good. Whereas the Raven, so it's tag or end the run. It's pretty alright remote, but stim hacks are good. So they have a cool choice here. We really want a border control in this remote as well. It's very good against Kit. And border control also with Thimble Rig can do some wild plays that people don't expect, where you have the border control on R&D, and then when they pass the Thimble Rig, you put the border control onto server 1, and then you can end the run. A lot of people don't play around that. All right, then counter it. So it's either tag or end the run, and then they have to do trace 3. So they're taking a tag. We're going to fire them broken subroutine. So that's just trace 3. It doesn't really make sense for us to boost it. We're going to gain a credit after the trace if they spend money, which I'm assuming they are. There's no way they go tag me here. And they're in. And they can steal an SSL and take a brain damage. SSL. There you go. Gold farm. Sorry, what happened? Stimhack hit a fan site. And they remove the tag. So we don't exactly have the credit advantage. Oh, sorry, I want to hit no there. I want to hit yes on this one. We have a food which we can jam in theory. If we purge the paparazzi, we get a bit more legs on it. Thimble Rig, we want to basically swap with another barrier and the run, and then get this on the remote. I think we can just do credit into IPO, but then we're not pushing the board state in any meaningful way. This feels rough. I feel like we're going to have to really wear out their economy. We might actually want a preemptive back for the C-source, but man, I would love to have hard-hitting news them, I guess. They could still clear all the tags. They get a free card draw, which they kind of needed. Aesop is going to sell. Beth gives them a card. Yeah, we definitely should have trashed the Beth. So with 2 cards in hand, there's not that much they can pressure. Like, they still need access to Plongies. They still need, like, I guess an SMC would be good. Their Inquisi's in the bin. They've used 1 simul chip? No simul chips. So they need to get their simul chips down. And then they still need to trash their cards. You can always trash an Euler to install an Euler. I wonder if they even just, like, get a Harbinger on the table for more money. But right now, if we don't draw something kind of unfair, like a border control for the remote, I think they can camp the remote. The question is, how soon do they just say, like, fuck it, I'm going to go R&D, and then hopefully spend a bit too much money? I think we want to preempt the C-source backend. It's just way too valuable. And Daily Quest on the remote means that we aren't playing aggressively. And again, I think in the mid to late game with Aesop's, like, you have to play aggressively. That's the second Deuce is wild. Maybe they have all 3. So that's 3, gain 2 cards, gain 3 credits. And 3 Harbinger out. So that's their, like, really good early cons. At least that's down. From now, they're just going to be struggling to find something to pawn every turn. I guess they pawn the paparazzi or the Artist Colony. If we purge, they definitely pawn the paparazzi. Or actually, maybe not. Counter ice, we gain a credit. And they can still see 2 cards here, but this is where they start spending money for, like, I guess they're double accesses. So we gain 1. We can fire the subs, or they can break it. It's actually kind of expensive, 3 credits. That's a 4 credit ice where we gain 1. It's a slot machine. On encounter. We're going to roll them bones. Hardware, program, hardware. So they have 2 simul chips coming up and a paparazzi. That's really worth knowing. This is actually pretty expensive for them to break. No, it's not that bad. It's 5. It's kind of bad when we have C-source and other threats. Now they broke it for 3 to get to strength. So they still can't steal Bologna, which our deck doesn't have, but we probably should have put in this deck. I think Bologna might be better than food. No, we save influence. I don't think food is that great when we have so many 3-pointers in the deck. I think, like, this is a mistake. We could save an influence and have a probably better agenda. It's a good card with exchange for sure, but I don't know. Access from R&D, they're going to see 2 with R&D interface. SSL, fuck, they're on game point. We really need to do C-source exchange stat, or we're going to be out of luck. At least we have a lot of money. And it's not easy for us to close the game. It's not like we can do hard-hitting news into boom. We don't have any meat damage. Ooh, this one's getting away from us. Clicking for a credit. They need that money. 4 cards in hand. They don't have to discard anything. And we can just lose to, like, a very, like, a fortunate double access off of R&D, let alone we do have 1 in HQ. And still, there's 2 Stimacs that are really hard to play against on the remote. And we know that they're going to get a Beth draw if we stay around this credits to get their simul chip down, which is exactly what they need to pressure the remote. So they're drawing. So they drew into the simul chip. They're gonna have to discard something. They only have 4 hand size. And they have 2 credits. So Caesars are hard-hitting news. Like, oh, it's good. Like, that's both equally good when they're on 2 credits. We're gonna gain 6 off the top. I don't think we want anything with Thimble Ring. We have a gold farmer. Sorry, a slot machine. Wow. And they threw out an artist colony, which makes sense. They can always pawn these in theory, so we lose money, let alone, I guess, so they can pull out a misdirection if they think it's really important. I'm going to draw here, hopefully not an agenda. That's something that could pull them to the remote, but again, we can just lose to lucky R&D accesses. We really need to play Bologna's. I think it's over this, no, not over the SSL. Our ability, I don't know. I feel like as Mari, we might have made more money, let alone had a thinner, more concise deck. I don't know if I'm a big fan of GameNet. This deck originally was a shell from a Asmari deck. So 40 card deck, you run fewer agendas, and you can control the game a bit more. I think, especially with, you know, things like slot machine. But how much money have we made so far? I think we made a bit. We've made like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 credits, which doesn't seem like a lot. It's not the credit per turn thing. And like the idea that daily quests will make them run, I don't know. A lot of people just sit back and say, fuck it, I will just camp your remote or win off R&D. There's a reason here to put something into R&D, like ice up R&D again. IP block comes in at 4 strength. Even if they trace it, at least it eats the Kogate clause of Kit. But we just need more punishment. We just need way more punishment. Like hard-hitting news here would have been dope. C-source would have been okay. Oh, we were meant to preemptive, excuse me. I forgot to do that. Did we double advance that next turn just so it looks like an agenda? Because I don't know. I think there's a lot of 5-3s. I don't know if they need to run the NGO front. They're on game point. Like, I don't know if I like this NGO jam. It might have just been better to jam food. Oh, they're clicking for credits. Maybe they're considering it. Oh, yeah, right? We can just lose to this. Lose 1, so we gain 1. Break it for 3. Again, that's really expensive. And still they can't steal Bologna, but we don't have any in our deck. Continue to counter ice. So we should know 2 of these cards. One's on the bottom, so I think it starts with Simul Chip. I think it was Plongi Simul Chip, so Plongi on the bottom. They have exactly 3 to lose, which is nice. Event, program event. All right, so it's Diesel misdirection. Important to know, Diesel. So I don't think they can break it for 5. No, they can't break it, so it should fire, which means we gain more money. We gain 4 credits. It's pretty good. If we jammed the food and we got the slot machine fire, oh my god. Took those credits for no reason. Damn. Farm broken, we gain 1 more because they lost. Now they're accessing with no money, which is good because they can't trash things, but they just need to hit, they're also not tagged, so yeah, there's a lot they can hit. There's still a fair few agendas. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 agendas and 26 cards they're seeing too, so we gotta get a bit lucky here. And you know, they're seeing our cards, so they don't need to respect hard-hitting news, but that's kind of like the big threat that NBN has, is like, you know, the differential money. We really need to preempt it to put back the C-source. All right, clicking for 1, throwing out the gauntlet, that's good. Do we ever want to swap that? I don't think so. Yeah, okay. Daily quests. Okay, so we can advance this. We can ice up R&D and we can preemptive. If we do that, we've put more agendas in HQ. Like we make it a 1 and 4. I really want them to stim hack this, so we might do that. I like to do that and wait, just so it looks like now we're playing the rest of their turn. That was primo number 1 that we had to do. I don't want to play 2 cards because then it's obvious. So if we click for credit, it also looks like this agenda. We could triple advance this too. We could advance it once more. Yeah, fuck, I'm gonna try and advance this once more. It's better than clicking for a credit. It doesn't do anything, but it makes it look like it's an agenda we're playing next turn. So hopefully they take the bait and stim hack it. So we want to do C-sourced. I think we want Rashida just to get a bit more card draw. And from here, yeah, Gold Farmer is fine. I don't think we need more money. We just need to be able to punish them. There's also a chance that we didn't shuffle the Gold Farmer in. I guess it helps with agenda density. If they run now, also they see 2 new cards because we did shuffle as opposed to just 1 new card with the RDI. I really hope they stim hack this. It'll be so dope. Like pawn something, stim hack this. Yo, pawn your RDI. We don't need that shit around. We'll trash this twice, right? To gain 13. 2 for 8, 1 for 5. I'm totally kidding. They're pawning the Euler. They gotta get some money. And none of this requires a breaker. Like they could just run through this and win. Clicking to draw with Diesel, so we knew they drew into Oh, they also have 5 clicks. It's really important to know. They drew into a misdirection, which is important against hard-hitting news, and Diesel. There's a simul chip. There's the misdirection, so the hard-hitting news plays a bit worse. Daily cast coming down. Man, we could have just scored the food. Way too defensive. No thanks. Yes. That's what we wanted. Gain 8. So we'll do server 1. We can do advanced, and I think we're going to put something on R&D. This might look like we pulled pressure out of HQ, which is technically true. I just don't want them to run HQ, obviously. We'll put this on R&D. It's technically a code gate, but it is kind of still expensive, and they could just always pawn the simul chip, or sorry, trash the simul chip, or the misdirection to get the Euler down. Or sorry, yeah, well, they're just pawning the misdirection. Okay, cool. They're still creeping up with the money when they're on game point. It's so hard to do like these bluff plays where you jam into the remote, but you know, once we get this, then we have some really good exchange of information plays. Man, if we fucking trashed Beth, how much better would we have been? We would have robbed them like 3 clicks, 3 cards, some money. We also know that they're not on Film Critic because that's a restricted card, so this quantum predictive model is almost entirely safe behind the Data Raven. I don't think there's any tricks to bypass in their deck. Diesel for 3. Unfortunately, scoring this like does not help us win the game in almost any way. Oh no, it can actually, because if we exchange, we'll be on 4 points and then we're on game point. But the foods are useless now because they're on 6. That's kind of the problem with food, right? It's really good with other 2-pointers and 1-pointers because it does lower the amount of agendas they need to win, but they did hit 2 of our 3 3-pointers, so like our legit 3-pointers. So we're in a pretty bad spot. Border control would also be pretty tight on the remote or even on R&D. But like RDI is still there. We're just gonna have to get a bit lucky to close this game out. Diesel draws 3. How many gambles have they played? 2. So there's gamble. There's only 17 cards left. Oh, all good. Only 17 cards left in their deck. So we know they have another flame out, 2 more simul chips. They have a diesel in hand. Unless they played both diesels and we missed it. There's a pawn shop, a fan site, which is all good stuff to pawn, I guess. At least the fan site is. They threw out 1 fan site. Or I guess they pawned it, excuse me. They still have an Ika, another Palangi, and then 2 Eulers, I think. I think we've only seen 1. So a big play they do is just play Euler run so that they can deal with everything super cheaply. And their Euler gets to the IP block for, if they don't have Cyber Trooper Talut, pretty cheaply. If they trace, technically we get money. But this is like, I think that I saw another deck list that this is also similar to, talking about how they would rather play CU in this list. And I see that 100%. Like right now, C-Source is really bad because they understand that they're behind an economy, so they're not going to interact with us. But if you have a CU and you jam into the remote, then you can just fire it when they're not expecting and they have no money. And then you just exchange closed accounts, all seeing eye, all that good stuff. So I'm regretting not following their recommendations to put CU in this deck over maybe C-Source. Because I don't know if you have to run something that's not advanced in a shitty hard to get to remote. And then again, CU into closed or CU into exchange is like game winning. If we can exchange here, we have a chance of winning. If we don't, oh man, it's going to be hard. But we need them to run for C-Source to be online. Let alone we need to draw that and exchange. We do have a consulting visit though, so it's not the hardest thing to do. There's the last fan site, and there's the Ika, and there's Psych Mike. Oh yeah, that was a card that was meant to be cut from the original list. Okay, that's a hard-hitting news, which the misdirection is in the trash. If we land this, we might have a chance of doing something smart, but we just want to get as much ice as we can on R&D. Drawing here is a bit dodgy. We'll advance this once more. We have no reason to score this quickly, and I just want to keep a lot of cards in hand, so if they do just say fucking run HQ, they don't have a 1 and 4 on the food. I think we would res the after though. It's still annoying for them to deal with, because they lose 2, we gain 1. If they don't break that subroutine. Which they can't break both, is the point. We also have no like really big ice. Like we have no no, we do have a Hydra. We do have a Hydra. I think that's the biggest ice. But most of the stuff we have is like medium to low range. I think the res costs or ice have a huge jump from 4 to Hydra, which is like what, 10? And then there's nothing in between. There's only stuff below that. I think we did not play anywhere near aggressively enough, and we let them set up. So there you go. Beth gains a click. Aesop's trash Ika for 3. Daily cast for 2. So gaining 5 and a click off the top of their turn is pretty okay. We really just need them to interact so we can hard-hitting news them, and then they either clear the tags or maybe something bad happens. All seeing eye, it would be so good. But again, they have the credits to do it. There's Euler. I think they're going to go in for that axis, for that double axis. Euler. There's a stim hack being hosted. I think we're just going to res everything. Our money doesn't matter. So here we go. Euler on the flameout, 4 credits to use, 9 more credits from the stim hack. This is a slot machine. This is a code gate because kit is the first time they encounter an ice. It's already a slot machine, or a code gate, excuse me. R&D interface, sure gamble, flameout. So 2 subs. We also know they have another R&D interface on top of their deck, which is terrifying, let alone the gamble, but it looks like this is the turn that we can hard-hitting use them, and they're going to need a simul chip to get their misdirection off, which is okay. So they just break that for 3, let alone free. We're going to res the IP block. They don't have any AI, so this they could either trace 3, which is probably preferable. I think that's preferable. We're just going to wait for them to overextend here so that we can jam at the remote. We could have scored the food twice over. So they could Palangi this, I reckon. Or they could probably just do trace 3. Oh no, we have a lot of money. They probably don't want to trace 3. Never mind. So Palangi, the bigger one, to make it a code gate. So now they can break it for like what? 2? Cool. They hit this one on encounter. We're going to gain 1. They lose 1. It is a sentry, so they either can do the trace, which is trace 5, which probably ends them up with the tag, which means it protects the other quantum. I think we have 2 quantums in the deck, if I'm not mistaken. Or they're more likely, yeah, right, like this, Palangi it to break it with Euler, which taxes other Palangis, which is pretty good. All right, they break that for 1. Pretty good. And here's another slot machine, which is going to bury their R&D interface. Oh, huge win for us. So that's Event Hardware Program, which is only 3 credits, so they're going to break it for 3 anyways, and they're going to see 2 cards here, which again, could easily be it. They have the Bologna money this time around, not that we have Bologna, I keep saying that. Double Axis Unseen. They could trash things, they have the money. Trashing a daily quest for 3, and no agenda. And they're getting the net damage hit the final Aesops. This is going to get trashed. So their simul chips are taxed out. They have no cards in hand. They have 2 more simul chips left in the 10. The bottom card of their deck is RDI. I think we know there's like a diesel or something on top of that. Just clicking for credits. Or they're being trashed because credits were used on flameout. Okay, start a turn. Looks like we got something that they care about credits. It's just a Raven. Raven and R&D is pretty alright. It protects. I'm pretty sure that we have 2 copies of Quantum Kitty. We do. So the Raven R&D is pretty alright. Gives them the fan site, which they can't use. They pawned all their artist colonies. I don't want to put this in HQ as a 1 of. They only see they see 2 new cards. I guess what's more important? 1 and 4 in HQ. I'd rather just get this Rashida off. Then we put the Data Raven on there after. But we're going to draw into a lot of agendas. This actually probably is terrible. Maybe this Rashida loses us the game, right? Because HQ is now protected. They did throw out the gauntlet. Aesop selling the Palangi, the empty one. They're in 13 credits. 2 more from the daily casts. They also gained 2 credits because of the Psych Mic on Axis, because they saw multiple cards. They still have 15 credits. This remote looks like shit, and it's because it is. We still have how many NGO friends left in the deck? 2. Draw a card. At least we don't have to respect the gauntlet anymore. Draw a card. So I think we can tell what those were if we paid attention. So it looks like that's a gamble into a flameout, which is all good money. They can also pawn the flameout. I guess getting Palangi in the bin is useful, but this is now useless. Oh, our deck is too honest. We just got ice and money. We don't have any tag. Oh, we could have hard-hitting used. Why didn't we consider that? What the fuck are we doing? Wait, we were meant to hard-hitting use that turn. I totally forgot. But instead we clicked for a credit? Oh my god, Andre, what are you doing? Oh, that hurts. And like they would have had to simul chip. I guess they could have just cleared the tags, but that hurts their economy. Oh, we are real dinguses on this one. Ah, fuck, that feels terrible. All right, SMC on the table, that's the pawn. Okay, this could draw into multiple agendas and more accurately provoke our HQ pressure, which, you know, it does. At least we have the exchange of information, but no C source. So unless we like ice up HQ, oh, this is crap. This is really bad. So the IPO doesn't really matter. We don't have C source, we don't have CUs. So we're basically going to need to bait them into running the remote. I don't know how we get out of this. We have to hope they tunnel R&D and then don't win. Because we have 2 agendas in HQ and a remote sucks. I think that Rashida was, yeah, was not great. That's a bummer. Oh fuck, we needed to hard hitting use last turn. Oh, that's so disappointing. Okay, how do we dig out of this? So we got a lot of options. We only have 3 clicks to execute. So building the remote with double data raven just makes it more taxing so that we can jam the NGO front eventually. Oh, we can also make R&D more taxing, which is probably a bit more important, but then I don't see how we win the game. They have 1 more stim hack. But there's nothing that we can do to interact with them outside of their turn. Okay, we're just gonna hope that they don't care about HQ for some reason. And I just don't know, maybe they don't think we're on 4-2s, right? Like this advance just seems kind of weird considering it looks like we're mostly on 5-3s. At least we did equip an ice on it, which makes it seem a bit better. All right, they have 9 cards left. The bottom one is an RDI, which is probably how we lose. We have 2 cards in a gen. Like we need them to stim hack this remote so bad, just so that we have a window, because we don't have a window. So we're gonna have to jam and just hope that they don't go for it. And now the fact that we jammed the NGO front means like the next one is more likely to be an agenda. We just need a border control, right? They have 20 credits. Oh my god. Oh my god, and I think they have a gamble in hand as well. Draw. Diesel. 8 cards now. One of these is RDI. Somebody do like see you into closed accounts. Oh my god, do you win the game? There's that second flame out. I think it's this 2 of 2. I don't think they have 3. Does that mean they're gonna push? Does that mean Euler 3 comes out? Euler 3. That means they need a run. Do they run server 1 or do they run R&D? Hosted. Looks like they're gonna. Oh, it doesn't mean they have to run this turn. It's only if they spend the credits. So they could run the remote. They have 1 click left, so the Raven's pretty scary. And I don't think they saw this exchange. I think that was from the Rashida, so they don't know about this. Are they setting up to run, or are they just setting up to set up? They also could run R&D, see 2 cards. They have to throw out a card too, so like, fuck, it's stim hack, right? I don't know. I don't think so. I think you like stim hack. Yeah, okay. So there's a small, oh, they're not gonna spend a lot of money on this because of this combination. So hardware into hardware, 2 subs. Doesn't really matter because they break sub. So break for 3. This is an IP block. They have to Palangi this unless they have their Ankusa's still in the bin. I would be very excited if they simul shipped it. It'd probably be very expensive, I mean. You also could obviously win on this run, but there's a small chance we can hard hit and use them, and then they have to clear the tags, which is good for us. I think if we top deck a C-Source though, we win. Like we just need top deck 1 and 2 C-Source, and then we do C-Source into exchange, and we're back in the game. So we just need that. They're making it a code gate, so they break it for 2. This we're gonna gain 1 of because they lose 1 on the encounter, and then this they actually have to eco. What are they gonna do with this? Trace it? How are they gonna deal with this? Eco's in the bin. They could pull out a Palangi, which I guess they could simul chip for Palangi. SMC into. Are they just trashing the SMC with simul chip? I don't know what they SMC into. They don't have any things in their deck anymore. All good. All good. Yeah, cool. Oh, they misclicked. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we know their deck is just hardware, right? It's RDI into simul chip. So they shuffled their stack. 50% chance it's the same. So we could draw consulting visit. We could draw. Oh wait, then they have to trash it. Oh no, they trash Palangi. Okay. All right, so they're Palangiing it. That's good. That's the second simul chip. So now they break this for 2. No, for 1. Yeah. And then they hit this one, which is hardware to hardware. So simul chip into R&D interface. So it shuffled properly. And so this is 3 credits. They're going to see 2 cards here. If we draw consulting visit, if we draw C-Source, we have a chance to pull back into the game. It looks like we're okay. They have 15 credits. SMC on table. Ace. Yeah, so they're taking a click back to put the SMC down. Cool. All right, so hopefully we can draw into those. It would be huge. And then we can also shuffle the 50 minutes back so they're further off game point, but we really need a C-Source or a consult. And they got 2 from second mic. Did I lose the 2 credits? I don't know. All right, give us a C source. Swap thimble rig. Is there any reason why that's good? No, they break this for 2. Fuck. Shit. That's what I was checking. Yeah. I guess we just hardly even use them. It's just expensive. Like we need to boost to 15, which means we pay 12 plus 3, we pay 15. So we half our money, which I don't think we could use our money well, but I think we need our money for C source more than we need for anything else. They're gonna run out of money, which is important. And this Hydra, I think we wanna like do a cool thing with Thimble Rig in it. But I think, I don't know, do we put this on HQ? It kind of screams of agendas in hand if we don't. We definitely advance this. Oh, we actually don't definitely advance it. We could have considered jamming. So we know that they have a stim hack in hand. And maybe they're waiting for the double advance off of this. This I don't know what we do with. I think we can just put it on R&D. And just pretend we don't have anything in HQ, but they might not buy it. It's been way too long. Unless this is the agenda we drew up for Sheeta. But oh my god, we need a C source. And if they don't run, the C source is useless. Like, we have very small windows for C source to be good. And we just can't find it. And they know what this is because they saw at the top of the deck. Aesop's pawn shop pawning the SMC doesn't have that much value outside of trashing for Simulchip. Beth gaining a click, 5 clicks, 18 credits, only 5 cards left, no Obokata in this deck. Oh man, I wonder how much time we have in the round. Just let me check real quick. We have about 25 minutes, so the second game is going to be a bit fast. Assuming this one ends soon. They need to stim hack this. Just stim hack this. Take the tags. It's so important that this fires. The thing is, like, they can let us score an agenda and we'll just be on game point. They're drawing, which I forget if that's the R&D interface or the Simulchip. Both are pretty important. It's really important to figure out. So now they have both of them good, so checking the log doesn't matter. Can we survive for one more turn? If we don't score this, the jig is so up. As soon as we jam an agenda, oh man, we need to basically put something in the remote that causes them to run and have our C source. Simulchip coming down, 4 cards left. Hand size is only 3, so they probably have to install an RDI or throw something out. If we also res this, we might have a hard time dealing with C source, like landing the C source. But eventually their money dries up. Like, they only have so many econ cards. Next turn they pawn the flame out. Eventually, I don't know what they end up pawning, a blank Palangi. Install second Simulchip. Oh, they had 2 left. Oops. Okay. Nanako's trying to get in the closet. I don't know about that, bud. It seems pretty difficult. Oh, the lights turned off. Hold on one second. Why the lights turn off? Oh, Nanako hit the light remote. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, will we swap it? We could to put a stronger ice here. Like, I just don't think we have a better ice. Like, the Hydra inside is okay if we purge. I don't think we do it this turn. Fucking Turnpike. We just can't keep affording to do this. Like, eventually they're gonna run HQ, we lose. We just have to hope that they whiff and we get something else. So we have a remote that does all the lights, and I think Nanako just stepped on it, so it got dark in here. We'll fix that between rounds. Aesop's trashing the flame out. They have 20 credits to their name. We didn't score this, so there's no reason for them to run it. And we could have jammed on another 3-pointer. I'm such a coward. I'm such a coward. And that's the second NGO front. One last run. Ooh. And the thing is, as soon as they do one last run, like, they start running HQ, which is a problem. So we hope they use the stim hack here. They don't win, and then we get them. So RDI is coming down. If they stim hack here, they'll have no cards in their grip after the brain damage comes through. Okay, gamble. So they can't stim hack without dying. Wait, are they actually going to end themselves with a stim hack? Let's make this dramatic. Oh my god, they're actually just going to go on R&D? If they don't hit an agenda here, they die. So money doesn't matter. Wait, I goofed? What's up? Oh, with pawn shop? Doesn't matter too much. You can just trash it. You can just trash it anyways. Okay. We'll res Hydra again. Economy doesn't matter here anymore. We just need a... Yeah, technically nothing matters. If we had a border control here, oh my god. How fun that would have been. So that's a Hydra. They have no clicks left, and they will die after this brain damage, so... I don't know. I'm gonna try and scroll the mouse wheel up here so you can still see a bit of it. No further action. This is a code gate, so they're gonna have to simulchip to bring down their thing and still boost up the strength to deal with this. They can't let this fire. Oh my god, we just have to hope that the next 3 cards, one of them is an agenda. And what's the chance anymore, right? Like 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Undo. Okay. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. So there's another SSL. No, there's 2 more foods, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I think another QPM. That might be wrong. Okay, so they're going to trash their Pelongi to simulchip out the Euler, which comes in at 2 strength, break subs for 0, so they have to break this for 4 again. Money doesn't matter when they're going to die this turn. We didn't have to res that. Continuing to counter ice, this is just going to be lose 3 because there's nothing to reveal. They have no deck. Lose 3 or break for 3. They chose break for 3. That's better because we don't get money in theory. It doesn't matter. Continuing to counter ice. So this one, they have to get their Pelongi down. Oh, that's actually a good reason why we shouldn't have res the Hydra, because we could have traced into the IP block. Let alone the Turnpike trace actually matters because we have a QPM in our deck. Oh, resing this is actually a mistake. We didn't need to res it, obviously. But we did because we thought it'd be cool, and that's wrong. Oh, fuck. Yeah, resing this was stupid. It's too late for this stuff, too. We'll do it on the Turnpike, at least. We'll get a credit from this, though. So we'll res this, gain 8. And now we can threaten this tag. We'll just give all our money to the tag, because if they take a tag and hit the QPM, at least we won't lose. Yeah, we shouldn't have res this for sure. It would have taxed out their Pelongi, so one of these would have fired. I guess I also could pull out an Ika with simulchip. Ah, shit, I think they are. Yeah, we fucked up. Hope it doesn't matter. Gain another credit. Break for 1. Continue to counter, they break for 3 or lose 3, their choice. Okay, 3 cards. One Maker's Eye. If not, they die. First card, no hit, I'm dead. Yeah. Unseen card from R&D. Rashida gets trashed. Why not? Fuck. Oh, dang. Oh, they got it. No, I think those might be the last 2 agendas. There's one more agenda in the bottom. And still no Sea Searcher Consulting Visit in the bottom. Oof, oof. Good game. We don't have too much time for game 2. I'll host. That should have been a question mark. Whatever. That was intense. That was. See you there. All right, cool. Game 2. All right, Weyland Builder Nations. We are a tag me deck, which can be very scary against Weyland. This could be Kayambe Grid. I imagine border control, things that we're weak to, but we have to play quickly. Opening with a God of War is kind of what we want, but we also don't want to take tags. But in terms of like closing a game quickly, this is exactly what we want. We need to figure out if they're a meat damage or whether they're just like punitive and or Kakugo and a grind stuff. In theory, we have paparazzi in our deck, which turns off the Builder of Nations ability. It's also 40 card decks. Thanks, you too. Have fun. So that's kind of cool, but we just need to make sure that we establish our dummy box paparazzi combo before we start taking too many tags, because I'm afraid we'll die, because Weyland does that pretty well. This is our second Weyland, which is probably the worst matchup you can have for a tag me deck outside of maybe some NBNs. Jamming into remote, server 1, again, they want to get advancements on their ice, so we're assuming wall-to-wall, Kayambe Grid, stuff like that's pretty good. But I think we just want to set up with like maybe deuces into Liberated. Liberated might be a bit too slow for this deck, admittedly. Maybe the casts that we replaced would be better with these. So I think we can just go check what that is. We'll take some money first, or cards. Oh, that's exactly what we wanted. We can just run it. No, I guess we'll gamble first to run it, because if it's a wall-to-wall, we can actually afford to trash it. So this forces them to res. Unless it's a Masfingo, it won't have a damage on it. Like a advancement counter. Looks like we're allowed in here. It's an urban renewal. Oh, okay. So this seems like it's a grind deck. From this point, like we still have to be scared of hard-hitting news, economic warfare, all this sort of stuff. I wasn't expecting that. Luckily, paparazzi is pretty good against that. And I don't know if they mulligan or not, but eventually we just ignore that card as long as we can keep our paparazzi combo up. This is paparazzi. It says we take no meat damage, but we are considered tagged. That we both kept. So let's see how this goes. We are null. Our ability might not even matter in this matchup, but as much as possible, we are just going to try and take tags and survive and close the game off. Next turn, we probably draw one, liberate it, take some money, and we just need to draw a lot. I feel like this deck just doesn't have enough draw in it, but we need to go. Draw once. Activist is pretty good. Oh, they advanced that card. Oh, that could be the two tags, 5 meat damage thing, which, you know, paparazzi is kind of cute against. Also could be NGO front. I think we can install, take 4. I just don't want to put this down until we have some way to stop him. If they score an agenda here, I guess we have to take the 2 tags, which, you know, will be telling. This could be also an Atlas with a counter, but at least they won't have a lot of money. I assume it's at, oh, broad daylight. Fantastic. Do 2 meat damage. So luckily we do have paparazzi, so that's particularly strong against this agenda, as long as we have our combo. And their economy is weak, which is really important because as long as we can keep a dummy box on table, we should be okay. Fortunately, none of these cards do look like dummy box, so I'm just gonna play that and hit this and hope that we don't lose our paparazzi or counter surveillance. I think it might be too soon to take tags, but all we need is a dummy box, and then we can keep the paparazzi safe. We're gonna need more resources too, but sometimes if it just looks like you have them, it's the same as you having them. This card lets them take a bad publicity, which is okay for us. And then they can spend this to do 2 meat damage. So it looks like they're going to try and set up some urban renewal kill, but I don't know what money they're going to have when they're down on 2 credits. Mass comms is the closest to it. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Oh, did we just do paparazzi run this? I think we just do paparazzi run this. They have 8 credits? Oh, because they did too big to fail. Okay, I think we can go tag me now. I really don't think that they're on... Okay, we're just basically hoping that they're not on meat damage events, that they're only playing cards that will kill us. Good luck, us. We could die. We also could have played the EMP device to make sure we can deal with ice, like really high strength ice, because this doesn't favorably boost strength. But now paparazzi means that we won't have to deal with punitive unless they trash it, and we won't have to deal with any other meat damage, especially the on-encounter meat damage. This is not damage to steel, this is on-encounter meat damage, which is different than Obokata, because we can avoid it. We also only have 1 tag. Oh, it's a Kakugo. Okay, cool. Do we want to reduce the strength by 1? No, I think we can afford to pay 2 because of our bad pub, let alone we're going to lose the card anyways. So we'll match 2 and break, and we'll take 1 net damage. This card's 3 influence out of a 12 influence deck, definitely very strong. We lost the EMP device, the same thing as using it. We'll steal it, taking no meat damage. From here, what do we want to do? We could take more money to prevent punitive. They need to trash this anyways, so I don't think it's that big of a deal, and I think we're now technically considered tag me. I'll take the money. Yeah, they definitely trashed this, which is unfortunate, but at least there'll be a lot of the money. If they trash this, they can't boom us. I guess we need 2 tags anyways. Are we going to tag me now? I guess we're tag me now. This might be a really rough matchup if they don't actually have boom in hand, because we're going to prevent all their meat damage, and we need to protect this paparazzi at all costs. We have 2 more in our deck. I guess we could labor rights too, but I think all we want to do is click to draw. Boy, does this deck misinject. Oh, they purged. Fascinating. So I don't think we're going to take more than 1 tag. I think we can leave the paparazzi as is. Oh wait, no, they undid. They trashed the paparazzi. Seems a bit better. They can also trash this stuff, but then they'll have no money, which is pretty alright. But paparazzi definitely needs to go. I'll trade a paparazzi for a 3-pointer and a tag. Oh, Roberto knows where tag me. Drawing up. We could take 2 tags and try and clear with counter surveillance, but I don't really want to take 2 tags. Trashing the rogue trading 2, which means that taking 2 tag is really safe unless they have specifically too big to fail into tags, which I don't think we need to risk because in theory we're in the lead and their remote's not very good. I think you got this on time. We can only hope. We'll draw 2 cards first before we consider clearing the tags. I think we have enough money that we can actually just remove the tag, which is counterproductive. How much time do we have left? I don't know. SDS drone deployment, it's good to have multiples of these. We can draw up again. There we have the wireless net pavilion. That's kind of a card we want in this matchup. We can play that, and I guess we're gonna throw out, obviously not that. The Hacktivist doesn't seem amazing. It stops them from Urban and Rashida and stuff like that, but I don't think they're running scarcity. This is kind of what we needed before to prevent our paparazzi, and now we can start taking tags. As long as we have a paparazzi though, Dummy Box helps on top of that, and I think they're gonna have to click for credits because they're nowhere near setting up for mass commercialization. They also might be on snare, which is something worth respecting. But man, I just wish we had more card draw. I had moshing in this deck for a while. Maybe I need to put it back in. Install a card in server 1. They can't really threaten much here because they can't score. I guess Rashid is the worst case scenario. A wall-to-wall also would be pretty good. I don't want to take the tags until we can make sure we prevent them. Peddler can help, especially if we run, we can get cards off this cheaper. Then we have paparazzi and dummy box. So I think we just take the paparazzi and start taking tags. And then we can hopefully close the game out. So, what can we do here? I think we just draw once more. We could try and close the game aggressively with another God of War, and then we can just pull paparazzi down and protect it with wireless net. That might be good enough. We have 2 more dummy boxes in the deck, so I think we can do that. I think we play another God of War, just so we can take 2 tags a turn, so we're closer at finishing the game out with counter surveillance and the tags off of rogue trading. Don't know what it is. Doesn't look like a wall-to-wall just yet. You have to watch out that they can do 2 meat damage, so... Ooh, another remote. Oh, they might play that synth DNA modifier thing, right? So this will take a tag for 2 virus counters, this will take a tag for 2 virus counters, and we will go in. So, I think we're gonna install the paparazzi. Can't take meat damage. We could run server 2, technically, or we can just sit back with rogue trading. They also could be on Ronin. That'd be wild. Oh, there was a dummy box. Okay, so now we're like pretty safe. Install Peddler. And we just need to make sure we get our money up and our credits up. That's another paparazzi, which is particularly rude. And we also have a Liberated, which we can install for 4 credits if we run. Which we might want to check server 2. Yeah, there's a wall-to-wall. So we want to go deal with that just because otherwise that does snowball. Luckily, the Builder Nation's ability is kind of blank against us as long as we have paparazzi on the table. And they're going to have to spend 4 credits to trash this. We can always throw out the rogue trading. We can always throw out the counter surveillance. And the best card they could have here on R&D right now is Border Control, which probably is in their deck, but not technically an advanceable card. So I don't know. Sometimes they get cut. We also can wait till like time is called to do a big counter surveillance turn before we lose. So we just need to make sure how much time in the round. It looks like we have about 5 minutes. Credit, housekeeping. Ooh, we do have currents in our deck. So the first time a runner installs a card each turn, they must trash a card from their grip. That's fun. I like that card. All right, they only have 1 credit, so we can start trashing stuff. We also install the Liberated during the run, which saves us some money. So I think we can check out server 2. This is an econ card. We have to keep it down as well. And I don't know whether we're going to need a labor rights in this matchup. 4 axis. So we have 8. So we can install this for 6. So we don't have enough to trash this. Oh, I'm dumb. We should have clicked for credit. Right? 8. So this is 4. Wait, 8 minus 6. Yeah, we fucked it up. Should have clicked for credit. Whoops. I guess we can just run HQ. We have to make sure that, oh, I guess they can. Yeah, we can run HQ, see what's here. We have the cards for SDS to drone deployment. With 1 credit, they can only res Ice Wall, really. I think that's the only cheap ice they put in their deck, unless they also run Space Ice, but they need 3 advanceable on it, like the Asteroid Belt stuff. Another paparazzi is actually kind of compelling. It's a Naket. Good. Yeah, maybe another paparazzi is right. I just don't see how. Oh, that's really good. So we'll just take the money. So next turn we can access 6 cards off the top of R&D, if I'm not mistaken. We should have the money. And that hopefully can put us at least on game point for time. Advanceable card here. The advance looks like they're setting up a mass comms, which is a good time to strike, I suppose. So we can put Take tag to place 2 fires. Take tag to 2 minutes left. Thank you. So we're just gonna try and play quickly just so we can get more accesses in. We do have the hacktivist, which is fun. I'm sure they're setting up for mass comms. We're still camping the remote. This in theory could be an agenda, but they could do mass comms advance. It's hard for them to score it out. So I think we could do hacktivist. We don't really need to. Obelisk is also really strong when it comes to counter surveillance because you access a lot. So I think we're gonna keep cards in hand just to not die. So I reckon we're gonna just play hacktivist to clear that. Really don't need to. Wait, can I not? Why can't I? Test. Oh, fuck. Server froze. Hold on. All right. Froze for a second. Okay. That's bad because we don't have a lot of time in the round. So we're going to play that and we're just going to take credits. Got to play best. All right. So next turn we can access 8 cards. Should be good enough. We have 17 seconds, so it looks like we're gonna get one last turn, and we're just basically hoping that there's no border control in R&D. If there is, we probably still win off of time, because they need to get a border control on R&D and like have money and score a 2-pointer, which, you know, Audacity is really good right now. I guess they don't have money. Timer finished. I think you made a mistake between table 3 and 5. Oh, sorry, that's chat time. Mass comms for 6. That's the border control money they need. So sustain finishes their turn and we have 1 turn, which should be a big old dig. So the question is, how much money do we have? I think we can, do we have at least 8 credits? Yeah, we do. So we're going to play this. How do we not die to double snare? They can't afford double snare. So we need to make sure that we access with a fair few credits. So we're going to do liberated. I think we just run now. We need access with 8. So that's good enough. So we'll just run R&D. We need some money to break it. It's very unlikely that this is going to cost us more than 8. We have 2 bad pub. All right. Looks like we're going to pay 8 to see 8 cards here. It's kind of the point. Maybe we can get a full 7 points. Engram Flush, Contract Killer, Hedge Fund, Argus Crackdown. That's a cool card. Aket, Hostile Takeover, Housekeeping, Contract Killer. Hey, GG. All right, we can close it out. Actually, we could. Ooh, we could just run HQ. No, then we could die. There's no point. Just don't die. All right, we took it to time. I think that's a really unfortunate matchup. That's a rough matchup for sure. Yeah, totally. It's not the best of matchups. Yeah, no, that's really rough for them for sure. All they're trying to do is meet damage with the crackdowns, with the, everything else. It's really not Income Light, so even the trash is rough. Oof. I was scared of the early boom, but once the econ falls apart, it's easier. Aye. Makes sense. All right, so they're not actually on boom, which I think makes a lot of sense. I imagine they're on like Contract Killer, whatever this thing's called, Urban Renewal, and then just basically trying to grind you out in the remote that costs you meat damage to get through. But again, their ability is totally off Ryan because Paparazzi does that. There's no other card in the game that does let you prevent all meat damage, and this card's absurd. And it's very necessary in this deck if you're going to be floating tags against Weyland. That's round 2. We split. So far we're splits. So maybe if we sweep next round, we have a chance at the top table. Did you report the scores? No, I will. Thanks for watching. Ciao.